How soon might the next stimulus check get to you? Here are some potential IRS payment dates. The next stimulus bill will most likely send a new payment of up to $1,200 for each person who qualifies. But you won't get it right away. The timeline on when eligible people will receive a second stimulus check of up to $1,200 will depend on when Washington lawmakers agree on the contents of another economic rescue package. According to Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin, President Donald Trump is pushing for the direct payments to go out sooner after a deal is reached than the first time around, possibly as soon as a week after the legislation is signed, CNBC reported. But does that mean you'll be one of the first people to receive another direct payment? And when the proposed HEALS Act, or whatever the final bill is called, passes, plays an enormous role is establishing the IRS payment schedule. If a decision isn't reached by August 7, the Senate's last day before a scheduled month-long recess, it's expected that Senator Mitch McConnell and House Speaker Nancy Pelosi could delay their respective August recesses until the bill is passed. What's the bottom line? Read on for everything we know right now, based on the current negotiations. We update this story frequently. When the next IRS stimulus checks could get sent, the Senate's last day in session before its August recess is August 7. Which means Congress has to agree on a final stimulus bill before then if it keeps to its planned schedule, which could change. After that, senators return to their home states until the next session picks up again September 8. However, we do know that McConnell and Pelosi have the power to push back the recess and keep senators in Washington longer if needed. We don't know how long it'll take from the time the bill is signed into law to the time the IRS sends checks, but this is how long it could take for the first new stimulus checks to go out if we follow the timeline set by the CARES Act through the final approval process. Keep reading for how checks could arrive sooner. When could the second stimulus checks go out? Date passed by Senate, date passed by House, date signed, first check sent, original CARES Act March 25, March 26, March 27, April 15, proposal date, negotiations begin, negotiation time before deadline to pass a bill, HEALS Act July 27, 7 to 9 days, August 7 if Senate passes, if House passes, if President signs, first checks could be sent, final negotiated bill August 6, August 7, August 10, week of August 24, September 8, September 9, September 10 or September 11, week of September 28. How could the new stimulus check arrive quicker than last time? We know that the HEALS Act will follow the stimulus check model of the CARES Act, with at least one significant difference in terms of who qualifies. Here's how that could get you a check sooner. HEALS Act guidelines stay mostly the same as those of the original CARES Act, which allows the IRS to follow its previous model. The IRS already built its Get My Payment tool for the dual purposes of tracking your stimulus check payment and signing up for direct deposit. Implementing this tool and working out glitches for the first round of checks took time that the IRS is unlikely to need to process a second check. What could delay the IRS sending the next stimulus payments? If Congress and President Donald Trump can't agree on the provisions in the new stimulus bill and miss the August 7 deadline, it would be another month before the next session starts and the Senate and the House can reconvene and propose, debate and pass the bill, unless the House and Senate delay the start of their August recess. Both chambers of Congress and the President appear motivated to pass the bill before August 7. When's the last date I could get the new stimulus check? Once again, the schedule for the first stimulus checks can provide a potential roadmap, though there's no official news until another rescue package is finalized. The IRS will have sent about 200 million checks by the time it's done distributing the first raft of payments. The total U.S. population is nearly 330 million people, according to the Census Bureau. The majority of those were sent by the beginning of June, though the IRS said it will continue to disperse the final batches through the end of the year. If there are fewer people receiving a second stimulus check, it's possible that it won't take as long to send a second round of payments. Would this be the final stimulus check? In May, McConnell said that this next coronavirus relief bill will also be the last. The course of COVID-19 infections will certainly play a role in future debates over the best way to strengthen the economy. Coronavirus infections began surging in June, with record numbers of infections rising in July. However, the White House might try to squeeze in one more stimulus check before November. There is likely going to be another round of stimulus come the fall, said Kevin Cirilli, Bloomberg News lead Washington correspondent, on Monday. The president sees this current HEALS Act stimulus package as not his last economic pitch ahead of the election. How can you get more help? If you're still waiting on the first round of coronavirus payments, you can track the status of your stimulus check, learn how to report your no-show check to the IRS and find possible reasons why your stimulus check still hasn't arrived. Here are even more resources about coronavirus hardship loans and unemployment insurance, what you can do if you've lost your job, what to know about evictions and late car payments,